hand, no. What I think Jose is saying is, if I initiate the handshake, I should have a strong handshake. Is that what you're saying?
Generally it happens. That's right.
What I'm going to rephrase that is, again, going back to likability, what the research says is match the handshake. So if someone has a strong handshake, then you give a strong handshake back. Yeah. But again, if you really were honest with each other, just have a nice, firm handshake. When I first started my business, one of my first newsletters was on the art of the handshake. And I used to lecture. Do you remember when I did the whole history of the handshake? Right? Cut that out because now I have so much other information. But believe it or not, there's that much about the handshake. So it is an important business tool that has been used since ancient times. And that's how long my newsletter was. It dated back to ancient times. So practice it and get comfortable with it. Just have a nice, solid handshake. Yes?
My palm sweats, what would you recommend in terms of handshake?
Up and down.
Sweats.
Straight. Yes. If you switch it at all.
We said sweat.
Sweat.
Oh. Oh. Anyone want to answer that? Yeah, I guess get comfortable with having a napkin and wiping your hand. I wouldn't say don't handshake. I wouldn't.
It's embarrassing at times.
If you had a tissue, like I'm used to having a tissue in your pocket, would that help you? Have you ever tried that? That's a great suggestion, Zach. Yeah, I think that's a great suggestion. We all get used to what we need. I used to laugh because my mom always had tissues everywhere in the house. Tissues, tissues, tissues. I'm telling a story. My mother's gorgeous. She's beautiful. But she always has tissues. She's always running her nose. Well, guess what? I have a box of tissues in every room of my house. I have become my mother. I know. I always have a small package of tissues in my bag. Always. So I've learned to have that. So yeah, so exactly. So I think that was a great suggestion. Have a handkerchief. And you can do so much with a handkerchief. I just use a little tissue. But handkerchiefs are even better. You know, getting into the habit of carrying a nice handkerchief. Yeah, great suggestions. Does that help?
Sure.
Tony?
Do you find that sometimes nowadays with people being phobic, with all this hand sanitizer stuff, that there are some people who don't, seem like they don't want to shake hands, and should you wait till they...
No. You know what? It's a great question. I carry my tissues. Cornette is going to now carry his handkerchief. Most probably they carry an antibacterial. Hopefully we're not going to see them turn immediately. But most people who are that phobic are going to carry the antibacterial stuff with them. I never compromise my skills for somebody else. And to give you an example of that, when I first started my business, and the majority of the work in the beginning was accent reduction. So one of the first things I did was I bought this book, because everyone told me I had to have this book called How to Kiss, Bow, and Shake Hands. And it's a wonderful, wonderful book about doing business in other countries and learning about the customs. However, the majority of my clients are here. I get people who come here for my program every summer from a different country. And they come here. But the majority of my business is here, and everybody does business with New Yorkers. And I say that everything I teach is about doing business here. When we talk about eye contact, I have worked with people from all over the globe. Looking at someone during conversation isn't comfortable and natural for many people, but that doesn't mean that I don't teach it. I want them to get comfortable because we're doing business here. And the expectation is that people are going to give you eye contact. I have sustained eye contact with almost everybody in this room. Isn't that meaningful to you when I do? Doesn't it have more impact? And of course it keeps you away from your Blackberries or your iPhones. So you know I'll catch you. So again, If they want to go use antibacterial soap or run to the bathroom and clean their hands, that's fine, but I extend my hand all the time. Any other questions?